19 teams pushing in towards you, and you kind of expose yourself when you don't have anything else than a car and a rock maybe. So they kind of expose themselves early. Yes, it's nice to be in the center of the middle, but when you get 19 or 18 teams around you that pushes in towards you, you're going to be punished because you can't be covered from all the angles. And that kind of turned out to be losing them 2 members kind of early. If they had 4 guys alive on a kind of edge position, they could sweep it instead like OMG did. That would have been completely different.
And I think one thing to point out and really kind of focus down on here, Boogie, is how much wide rotating we saw in that game. Not only from Gold, who actually had to do it multiple times back and forth, but you saw teams like 4AM, AHQ as well, having to try and do this because of how the circles were shifting.
Yeah, it's a good way to make sure they have some sort of a safe entrance. You scout a little bit, then you try and see if you can find an easier entrance into the circle. If you don't, you're going to keep on doing what you were doing earlier and try it on the other side. That's exactly what Gold were doing for the better part of the 4th and 5th circle. They kept on going up and down all over on the northeast side of the blue, just trying to find a little bit of a way, and they didn't, so they had to bite the blue a little bit and try to make their way inside the circle. Their rotations and their hooks, normally we call them circle hooks when they go wide into an angle and they go straight into the white. Normally usually works super fine, but because of the topography of the certain location and the hardship that sort of happens to be always away from them, it wasn't very easy for Go.
And you actually mentioned, whilst that game was going on, you really liked how Liquid had split with the 2-2 position to be able to easily get in position later on.
Yeah, that was also a great split by them. It ensured that they had easy entrance into the safety of the next white. They were taking an early fight to Myth because they wanted the 2+2 to work so badly that they took on that enemy team super aggressive. Myth had to leave that ground. They were like, nope, this is Liquid. Liquid, you know, the new phase. When you see one of them actually knocking you, you're like, nope, that guy's dead. We're getting out of here. Myth liked it. They had the chance to do the 2+2. They did it, and it worked out super good for them for that circle.
So OMG's been very consistent, obviously, with number 1, number 2, number 1. But then beyond that, WTSG, 2nd, 4th, 4th. So as much as OMG has completely established themselves at the top very easily, WTSG must be happily up there as well.
And here, even though this is not a 4th snaking place, this is a 4th fighting place. They got 13 kills. Miracle had 6. He fragged out. Unfortunately for them, a lot of the teams were in the south, and the later kind of important circles kind of shifted away from this, so they had to move, and the amount of pressure coming in from multiple angles, and then you have Uber.
Yeah.
2 kills, or two knocks with the 3 remaining guys. And then Larsen got 3rd party, and then they got 3 guys knocked, where you had, I think pretty sure it was a Bard that moved it. Yeah, he moved up into the middle of the, or close to the zone, and he couldn't come help them. So they just lost 3 players because of Eva 3rd party them, and or snaked them, and then got 3rd party as well. Very unfortunate for them. And up until that moment, they had 13 kills.
Not gonna fight up giants again. We have to call it out. 110 kills for both of these teams to qualify here. So Navi versus WTSG, those fights are always gonna be epic. And both of them actually ended up with the same kind of casualties, with 1 man standing for both sides. Of course, for Evo it was a bit more difficult. Everybody was shooting on at his 6th circle. He couldn't escape with his life. Oh, Bard seemed to have done a bit better job of sneaking around.
And CIS overall, Navi coming in 6th, the Vanguard coming in 7th there. So still trying to rack up points. And absolutely, they're still sticking around in the top side of that table, I believe, here. And they definitely had some moments in those games.
I think they did. Unfortunately for Vanguard, they had to try to get into the zone because they were kind of pinched in between 2 teams. And those 2 teams, they pushed them, so they couldn't run. So they had to go for a dip and just leave, go on the bike and try to get in. Unfortunately, James heard that, and of course, 1-8 to the finish.
Easy. 11th through 20th at the moment, as you can see here. Unfortunately for Made in Thailand, not exactly having the easiest of runs throughout this so far. You see Pittsburgh Knights there with a decent position in terms of the rankings overall, going out in 11th place. And Genji Gold, 13th again. They didn't show up on the first day of TPP, and then they showed up hard the second day. They're going to have to do that again if they want to take a double victory. And then up to the 1st through 10th, OMG just keeps on scoring with Team Liquid coming in 2nd place, finally getting some momentum behind them, and WTSG there getting a ton of kills off the back of that, despite going out in 4th place. So big number of points there coming off the kill, boys.
It's looking good for all these teams. They're solidifying their top spots there. It does look like they're faring away with the fights, but there's plenty of matches left. Of course, we can't count anybody out at this point in time. Even Myth Gaming, could easily come back there. You can see even on the last spot. They could make it up there. I'm not saying they will. They could.
I gotta say this, OMG. Look at that lead.
Right, that's
635 points. That's a good win. They're already a good win ahead of WSG, who also has a nearly 200-point lead down to Vanguard.
They've got to feel very confident about that. Imagine if they have yet another amazing game here going into Game 4. That would be putting them so far ahead. Lion KK and Zhao Hai. I mean, Lion KK, we saw him in TPP in the charity event as well, racking up the kills, and you can't help but tip your hat to them. We've been kind of discussing and musing whilst we've been sat down there. One of the best fraggers definitely in China, if not the world at this this point.
And especially what happens when you put talent in the hands of a hard-working man, and that's exactly what Lion KK is. Very, very hard working. The entire roster is, especially after leaving PGL on the 5th position that they did in this year's spring. They said, hey, we understand now. FPP is the way to go. We're going to start screaming on it hard, and this is the result that they come with.
And there we pass 4 AM, moving on to the extra teams with Ghost Gaming, looking to rack themselves up a few more points. Genji Black in a position there where they've actually got third place in the last game. Chiefs always getting them circles, and these teams keep pumping and pumping. I can just keep going, man. Oh, I'm a fire, I'm a machine gun. As all of these teams looking to try and vie for those top spots here. Coming into the last game, gentlemen, what do you want to see?
A military circle.
You've been saying that every round.
I just want a military circle because I love to see how the players and the teams adapt. Yeah, military circles is the extreme test to adaptation.
Adaptability, yeah.
Adaptability as well, yeah.
I would love to see that as well. Actually, I'm thinking you're going to have it easy, of course. Put your Blitz for Primrose, you're going to have Honey Badger Nation, and we'll have an easy task as well. But yeah, I'm expecting to see on military circle teams like 4 AM keeping the bridge effectively as much as they can. They're going to be the trolls effectively if we do get a military circle.
If you're a team coming onto military, if you're not a 4 AM, if you're not, say, for example, a Genji Gold or stuff like that adventure, what's your preferred method to really take to a military circle?
I mean, it really depends on where you loot. If you're in Northshore ending, Northshore's loot area, yeah, then you really want to kind of wait until the second circle stay in the blue, even across the bridge safely, because on the militaries, there's kind of a few open areas. You want to keep your vehicles, you want to make sure you have some hot cover, because you have to rotate, you have to cross the airfield even. We're talking 70 meters of open space if it swings straight from you, so you really want to keep your cars. Yeah. But we see a lot of teams take boats, a lot of teams get there early with boats, come around from the south even, you can do that as well. But if it swings north and you have to cross the road, you're gonna get punished because there's a lot of open space.
Right. And make sure as well to get involved in the discussion on Twitter. Use the hashtag PGI2018. Tweet at PUBG. Tweet at us and give your predictions as well with at Kylaris, at Papabuki, and at Avenger. And overall, we want to hear what you guys think is going to happen in this 4th and final game of the day. If you guys have to pick a winner, I don't normally ask you guys for predictions, but if I'm going to ask you for it, what do you think?
For the 4th match?
For the fourth match, I mean, if you're going to say today, that's kind of obvious. Because we have a day 1 winner.
Yeah.
But I'd like, what, sorry?
Yeah, that's my mistake. It definitely is not because it's the team on screen.
What do you think, Quick Avenger?
I'd like to see WGS winning.
All right, it's time for game number 4. Let's head for the final game of the day to Pansy and Sims.
Thank you, guys. It's good to hear those predictions real quick at the end there, but we need to look into OMG because these guys are tearing up today's games, playing a formidable approach.
I mean, so far, talk about a land-proven team. These guys have done 6 events, and their lowest placing has been 6th. I mean, when we look through what they've done, in FPP, to qualify for this, they came 1st. Number 1, job done.
Sounds good.
On the TPP side, they came, I think it was 5th.
Not bad.
Yesterday, 2 days ago, on the final stage, they missed out by 3rd place, 360 points. They've come to this event and still claimed 61 grand already.
Yep.
In a 4th position, they came 3rd, the King of PUBG Champs. They went to the Australian Invitationals, they came 3rd again. Their lowest placing so far has been 6th on LAN. I mean, that is a statement. These guys are LAN proven. And when you've got 2 players combined, dropping 27 kills so far in this round, across 3 rounds, that's setting a precedence here in FPP.
It absolutely is. It's a big statement to be made. I think, I'm liking this circle. Okay, so first circle has come in, a couple of teams still making their way to the desired positions, but anyone in Georgia Pole will be very happy. Anyone towards Cervoni, also very happy, center of the map, you're liking it, but it will be sitting towards the northwest.
I think the only thing that you could say about this one is the direction of where the circle is perpendicular to where the actual plane come in. We started up at Kameshki, and we ended just teetering on the west coast. He got him?
Wow.
What?
That is a shot and a half.
That feels bad, man. That's iron sight. That's a banger at range.
That's a big shot. I'm not sure if you can get away with confirming it at this point. It's just, what can you do? There's no teammates around either for the rebound player here. DJ Chip is kind of down and out. He might not be able to be picked up at all. So the teams you want to be looking at to keep eyes on for at least today's standings in the overall, you've got OMG, Welcome South George, Vanguard, Knights, Liquid, and Na'Vi. They're you guys to keep your eyes on if you're worried about those top positions. They're the ones who can push it. And I guess you almost, OMG are going to do well. So who's on the other side? Who can do more damage outside of that? Who can push themselves up those rankings ready for that final day?
I mean, WTSG, they're going to have a good circle. Obviously, they'll be landing quite late. We touched on it very, very briefly, but the playing route, we started up at the top end of Kameshki and we ended just west on Sosnovka Island. So the circle is opposite that. Obviously, all your teams down on Melee, Novo, Milta, where Knights are going to be just the edge of Lipovka. They'll be happy. They'll be chilling. 4 AM, they should be geared out of their teeth. They're going to go cross between Starborough and Kameshki, so they'll be the first team out, first team with boots on the ground. Same with Liquid. Yasnaya, happy days for them, playing with directly over it, so get down in gear. They're already in the circle, don't necessarily have to move. But Avanga's a questionable one here. They're going to be central of the circle. More importantly, central of this circle are some really, really big key compounds. Just looking on the hill, opposing Rawshawk on the other side of the river, looking down upon Rawshawk, those hillside 3 stacks, I want to call them, they're so key and so vital. There is a little antenna up there. There are some really nice compounds that just have so much of a view. It's a little bit trickier when you're looking uphill, so if the circle swings towards Severny, excuse the pun, a bit more of an uphill battle. There's a lot of defilade, there's a lot of trees, there's a lot of bushes and growth that you can just kind of hide between. The downhill, where Vanga are going to be, anybody who wants to eject themselves out of Rawshawk, anyone who wants to kind of cross paths from Georgia Pole and head towards the east, go towards shooting range, for them, it's a shooting gallery.
Ooh, we've got a double drop.
Not too far apart either.
Lucky for some.
Wow, it should be
they welcome South George.
I think they get both of them.
Because Genji Black aren't there.
Where are they?
They went elsewhere, so they get 2 drops for free. Welcome South Georgia in 2nd place, and that's probably 2 level 3 helmets, of course, level 3 vests coming out, and that's 2 upgraded guns. I want to see what they get for it. Like, that is the biggest freebie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it'd be great if the observers could catch that. It'd be, like you said, really, really key to see what kind of guns they're going to be getting out of it, because that's massive. I mean,
it's huge.
Imagine if they've got scopes as well, because again, we
you should be able to get it. They have no pressure in Georgia. They have no rush on the loot. So there's no better position to be in. Welcome South Georgia just have it all. They have no pressure coming in from the other teams. They have all the time to the loot. And considering the Georgia Pole will give you that really nice supplementary loot, you're talking about purely military areas. They don't necessarily give you all the scopes or the attachments, whereas George will. Now, Ibby has found one of the players here, so they might have been on the run, on the go, but yeah, Mortified very isolated there.
Why do we think Black have completely changed their drop location? Just because it's rather than against the plane route, it might take more time to get there. Maybe they used to just been able to drop in and do their own thing. Obviously, you do have a lot of teams up there that might stop them on the way through. They've landed in Gaka where nobody. I mean, usually we have seen Chiefs kind of lurking around there, but they've gone to a more open area. They're inside the circle. They can loot for days throughout the entire Gaka fields, through the chopsticks or the beef, you want to call it.
Remember as well with Genji Black, they got forced out of Georgia into an uncomfortable position last game because they were late looting that area. So they might just be thinking, okay, we don't want that late loot position again. We don't want to be sat in the blue for a while. We don't want that. Maybe this is a better position for us. Maybe we feel that western coast, we can do that late kind of positional play throughout those smaller compounds, pick up some nice loot. They'll be fine on that. This is a decent enough split. There's not that many teams there right now. So they put under a bit of fire, but again, the 16, it's not so terrifying to be shot up against, so they should be okay, but
I think it's very important to note how busy the centre's getting already. You know?
Yes.
The blue's now pushing in, and it'll be arriving in 5 minutes' time. So there's still 5 minutes of blue in it. Relatively close. Savage goes screaming by. He's got the backup AR. M4 comes out with the 6 times, but I think he'll be able to get away with that one. His teammate Ragnar Wont, though, goes flying through the air on the motorbike. Jean's easy for him. Jimbo picks up 15 points. Job done for Liquid. Loki will be able to get his health back. So provided he's got the mens, which it looks like he does. I'm seeing the come out there. Edge decides to himself on the flank, potentially. Oh god, Chiefs, it's just not going well, is it?
No, Chiefs
are going well.
Chiefs are being torn apart by everyone. Edge just got found as well, so it's not going well for them anywhere. It felt like they just couldn't get in. You know, this Hunter feel like it's up against a brick wall.
So late to the 5 once again. It will be gold. Are we going to see something different from them? With this kind of circle, they should be able to get in a lot easier. Last time, they were gate kept hard. We've seen that twice now from them, where teams have just been on the edge, they've struggled, they've kind of... I mean, fair enough, they survived because they double questioned themselves and said, okay, we'll try a different approach, a different entrance, and this time round, there isn't going to be a lot of teams around the southern edge of the circle, but gold, they like to play north.
Well, Savage, not liking to play the game at all right now. They've just been caught on the way, on the road. We saw the team gates were far away from these guys. They moved at the same time. I think Exco had he had the buggy. He got away. The other two tried to get away from the situation. They had a bit of a scuffle with Liquid. So they tried to move away and they just got caught off there. I think the position was a little bit better from the other side, so they just get punished for that. Ghost showing where they are, showing the dominance, trying to keep that position in play. We are seeing Welcome South George put themselves into... However, I call it the 4 square, even though there's not actually 4 buildings there, but it is the kind of, if you want kills and to catch easy rotation kills, it's a really tough spot. And they want a lot of land, actually, Welcome South George. They're not just sticking in one compound, they've got 2 into 1, and you've got Gaxi and then Larson on the move as well. I still want to know what guns they got out of that.
Yeah, the cubes are a lovely little place because it's such a bottleneck trap, especially, I mean, generally speaking, at this level, you won't predict people taking that bridge because it's such a, with the Harry Potter tower.
Okay, so it's on the 2 isolated players as well. They've got bigger pickups, Larson and Gaxi, because Bottom Miracle have nothing else. We've got Lauren in play, you love a bit of that.
Lauren, that's a...
And an extended mag on it, oof.
8 times on top of it.
Oof.
That's death waiting to happen. Again, still, the more important thing is the level 3s, right? The helmet, the vest.
Uh-oh. Ares is in the woods, Na'Vi. They're in trouble here. Actually, it's a Vanga, the other CIS team, doing quite well for themselves on the kill feed. They're making a name for themselves here, trying to push themselves up further. They were within the top 3 last game. Molodoy does get back on the bike. They are on the move. They maybe felt the presence, heard the shots. Something. Oh no, the tire! Cozy alive! Molodoy on the run still, trying to dodge, dip, and weave its way away. Find a bit of cover, find anything he can, because he was a one-shot.
You lucky boy. Thinks the tyre, flips the bike. Aries, can anti-A, trying to see if he can secure this one. 4 times to the back. You won't expect him to push it. Drin is going to go help up, but in sitting here, unfortunately, they put themselves in a bit of a rough, well, they haven't put themselves in there, but they've been put in a rough position. Only 4 teams on the playing field now with 4 members alive. Vanguard, Black, AHQ and Ghost Gaming. Excuse me, completely talking rubbish, that was the first side of it. Plenty of them all the way there. AW in the kill feed, finally actually doing some work here.
And where was that? I think that was kind of across the road potentially. I think that was quite a long kill from him. Sadat on the push with the UMP. There's a lot of terrain to play with here, a lot of these kind of dips in the hillside that you can work around, deny that line of sight, so the nades come in, could do a little bit of something. That's not bad, that's very good actually. Drain's on the receiving end. This could be go time. When you get those knocks, you want to push it because you put the, I guess, the question mark on the other player. Do you want to revive? Do you want to try and do something? He's taking a lot of fire from afar though. Lane was watching this push up, and now he's a one-shot himself. This angle's being held down. Molodoy needs to be stoic in nature. The heal comes out. He wants to make the push while he can. He gets it done, avenging his fallen teammate, and the revive should be there as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic work. Push on that, eliminate him from the game. Let your teammate do the rest of it. I mean, it was great work from, I think it was Molodoy in the back, just giving that covering fire. Colorist gets his fit sealed, unfortunately. Turns around again. And now you're happy to just pick up points left, right, centre, 30 in the bag. I believe there's just one more player remaining. Yes, indeed, you can see there, bottom right corner. Landeruk just healing up and hoping nobody sees him.
Here we go. Next circle comes in. That's going to force the likes of OMG, Black Honey Badger Nation, everyone just kind of condense again. This is going to get very busy here.
So Gold are doing the same usual thing. Let's play this wide. Let's go on the eastern swing. Maybe they skirt the edge of Yasnaya Pond and go towards more, Severny and come down the edge of Stab. I wouldn't expect them to go across the Yasnaya Bridge, mainly because 1, it's a bottleneck, and 2, they have avoided it several times this week so far. As you mentioned, further afield down at Hospital, OMG just chilling. We might actually have a potential clash where we see Ghost Gaming hit onto Black. No, they're going to avoid one another, so happy days for them. They can continue on.
Welcome, South George guy.
Doing the split, so one will stay cubes, and the other one's going to play kind of what we saw with Liquid, so the emergency backup, your guaranteed plan. Because I suppose when they've got so much gear...
The water percentage. Surely that's in the back of their minds here, because this is only phase 2.
They're following out.
So they've got to... I'm curious how they're going to play this one out. Again, I'm looking at Liquid, and they're playing this very well. They're condensing themselves onto that position, but Eva keeping control of that silhouetting there, trying to keep away Team Gates, who've been good here. This is such a tough position to play. He's going to snake his way out of there. Does not want any of that.
Especially not that HP. Good lord. What's that one? Will get tanked up on the side. James in the kill feed as well. Laveri, he's down. Lion KK finding Balog. We move across now. This is Ibby getting pushed back. Balog will be confirmed. He gets stolen. Silent picks him up. Happy days for them. 15 more points to OMG if they weren't already in the lead enough. Some more kills will just extend that further. They're going to try and run the gauntlet of the bridge, but we already see Now Hai just waiting here. AKM in hand. How many more want to turn up? There's Turtle popping as well. Will he fall down?
Xiao Hai is playing so well right now. That's 2 huge kills. And his teammates are on the way. We've been talking about Lion KK, but he's been doing just as well for his side. And that is the confirmed kills for him. Second place, and I want to put a little bit of style on with the bike.
Precision, Lauren. Absolute precision. I mean, the AKM's got a bit of a kick on it, but he just, back to back, it's the peaking. It's having the guts to be, and probably confidence in your shot. It's like, I'm going to nail this. I'm not bothered if there's 2. Let's have it. Gets the lead, gets the kills. Keen, he's down. AW, and again, that's a headshot. He's doing some work now in the hands of Gaxi.
And he did confirm the kill with it too. It feels like you're wasting a bullet, but at this point, you're getting points for yourself. When you're seeing the likes of OMG, you're seeing everyone else getting kills on board, you need to be doing the same thing. So we will be seeing Welcome to South George very, very, I guess, aggressive in approach. They did have that early split, as you said, and they've shifted up the other players towards us, this position too. And we are seeing the other gun they picked up as well.
What you mentioned, it's a Groza. You love to see it. 7.62. Strongest AR in the game by a long shot. You can't put a comp on it, but you can put a silencer.
Look at the compensation he's doing for that dip. Tries was aiming a good inch up in the air.
Level 1s though, it's not the greatest, especially if you are going to have to go up against WTSG. And you can understand why they would want compounds on them, but happily fight for it when you've got a Groza that can breach so hard. And you've also got the AWM. You want to put the AWM in a window. You want to put it in a building. Give him some defense, but give him the range as well. Liquid
and Gold seem to be going to such similar positions eventually. Like late game, they seem to be next to each other so often. But Liquid have this SLR. With that SLR range, you can hear that just shooting off. Now, it has caught the attention of a couple of other players towards the western side of Liquid, so they don't want to get pinched here. They could be in trouble. OMG on the move, taking their time, a cautious route and a good route for them. They're just playing late game circle position. They know that they're in a quiet area coming in from this side.
It'll be easy for them. They'll find no challenges along the way. Now he's still chilling down on the ruin side. They do have Genji Black though lurking just on the crevice of that hill. Circle does crunch in and it goes towards WTSG. The Knights are up there. AHQ in a good position. Liquid are already on the move. You know, Liquid are always that team that are in vehicles waiting for the circle to crunch in. Straight on the bikes they go, and they're going to move, and they're going to go to the north. They need to be careful though. You've already got Refund waiting.
Emma there as well.
God V's already popping a few shots up at them. AHQ could be the next target though, Lauren, if they do go that way. But I think they're going to go more towards the north in the shooting range. We've got
We've got Liquid
already
and
waiting.
going there. No, Liquid can do their white swing. We know they love to do this, right? They'll go into the blue if they have to, but OMG aren't far from that position if they try and work in from this. James. Hold down, shift and pray, James. Get out of there. Finds a little bit of cover behind the rock. He might need to help his teammates out here if they pulled up. It looks like they have to the very northern side, but look who's flanking them as well. 4 AM going all the way around the north as well. This is a huge northern swing.
This could get messy.
Oh, yeah.
3 teams have potential to crash into one another on the western bank. When I say bank, it's because there is quite a big incline on the hillside. You'll see Liquid approach to it soon. It's really good for position because you've got the trees, especially if you've got the vehicles as well. Provided your back's up against the circle, you can stop anyone actually forcing in. 4 AM may potentially do that.
What is that shot?
How fast that?
That's a big boy shot and a half. That's from shooting range to the hillside. If we can see on the map, I would show you Scoom trying to pull up and maybe get some cover on him, put a smoke up or two. I'll calculate it for you when we get a second, but 4 AM now might be pushing upwards. They might capitalize on this situation.
Yeah, they know they're in Liquid are in all kinds of trouble, so they've already had one removed from this. It will remove a second one as Scoom does get the revive off. Samty's listening, compensators on the end of this, so he should be able to batter them. If they do turn up, they get out the vehicle, he finds one.
Good angle for Samty.
I like the fact he's backing off from this to get some support from his teammates.
But he can't keep his back open behind him. We know the shots have been working for the other side, but Godfrey goes down to Scoom. They're being pinched here. Jeeves gets caught again. This is what I mean. Refund in the back lines, making it very tricky here. And OMG one in on the fight as well. This is a very rough position. Liquid, it could be losing out on Jeeves here. If he's on the run, tries to get to cover. And indeed, it will be Jeeves getting confirmed killed. And that is a big, big problem here. Scoom is still alive, just knocked for now.
Scoom going down, it's going to cause all kinds of problems. Samty can smoke. Ibby's there for backup. Lion KK silent, they're lurking. They fancy a little bit more. Luca is tanked up. He has to bail from this one for now. The vehicle's going to get all kinds of problems. Samty at least fires back. Ibby gets knocked as well. Things are not looking good for Liquid. Meanwhile, on the opposing side, OMG, they're having a field day.
OMG coming alive at the perfect time. I swear, this is literally the top 5 almost fighting out here towards that northwest side. Every single team, exactly. They're about to roll up as well. They're still in the blue Unroot. Chromatic, they're all coming in on this as well. OMG, with those SKSs, they are doing some serious damage, keeping them locked into the blue here. CBT in the middle of all of this as well.
This is gatekeeping it. It's fine. His Liquid have got the idea. They're in the vehicles and they get the hell out of there. They've lost one though. Samty's gone down as well. And now it's down to 2 players on Liquid that are both being knocked. The utility's going to be gone. Their gear's going to be damaged. And they'll be bleeding fast if they do go down on an individual basis. Meanwhile, OMG, I love this, Lauren. The aggression is perfect.
Refund are moving in, Richard. They're coming in again from the north. They're taking a more aggressive route. They're taking the fight into this. This is madness from them. They've taken down Samty and now they want more. You can see them getting out of the cars. Funky M's there. Pino's there. And they want the fight. It may not go well for them, but my God, is it aggressive? Lion KK, are you up to the challenge? Pino styles on Samty, and that's going to feel bad. The rest of Liquid, they're dipping out, but Funky M with the shot's got to go. The AKM just dancing around those bullets. Doesn't quite get the connection he wanted, but Ibby is battered, and he's just trying to get out of the dodge.
Battered and bruised. Scoom's also now taking a bit of a kick in as he does approach Lion KK. Ibby's central circle, but with how much utility Liquid will have lost during that engagement, there's still 56 players alive. They're pushing up. They're getting aggressive. Grammatic answers back, Laura. It's not over now.
Not over just yet, but we're going to see how long they can hold on here. We've got some third party incoming as well. The nade is good, but there goes a couple of the cars, a couple of the shots coming out. The smoke is up. The revive is certainly a potential factor. You can see them trying to eye this up, find that last remaining player who can maybe change this, turn the tide of the war. But Sexy Pig, smoke in hand, puts it out, creates a chain to try and get away because Unroot's gone. They're down to 1 player here. OMG again looking so good. And they're holding the line. CPT's behind them, but do you want to fight these guys? I certainly don't. And Lion KK gets the kill. He is hungry and he is out for blood.
Genji Black eliminated in 19th place. Who would have seen it? All of a sudden on the opposing side for gold, Eska stepping up, finds 1 member of the Knights. Dee's trying to get a pick through the woods. Certainly an individual player that can do it with the level 1 helmet. He'll get picked up himself if he's not too careful. The spray's gone down. Gelator, you as a smoking, my friend, you've got to be careful. If you get tagged up, that could be going up in flames. Timid onto Ares. Easy knock for him. Voxic and the rest of Knights, they found a respite for now, but Gold, they're knocking on the door.
Oh, that's great from Voxic to predict the angle, but he doesn't predict the Vector coming in like that. And now Genji Gold still looking deadly here. You can see the cleanup coming out of Knights.
They're dead?
Yeah, being left worse for wear here. They lock down the compound. They actually take this by force.
These guys commit themselves to do something and just go through it. They roll through compounds like a knife through butter. It's so easy for Gold. Time and time again, we see them commit to a push and they just... What do you do? There's nothing you can do, and they're all just saying, all right, boys, let's get stuck in and pick this, because we want it. If they want it, it's theirs every single time.
I like the Gaxy's playing. I say I like it because I like to see aggression. If you're on his team, you're nervous seeing a big boy player out there on his own to a degree, because he can get picked up. Oh, CPT, you are in trouble. I don't know if you know it, but you might do now. Nate gets ticked. CPT might have a horrible surprise. He actually gets past him. Half damage done, and the confirmed kill for Lion KK. Can someone stop this guy?
Can we take a moment to appreciate how one calls it out, the rest of them push, he holds the grenade, cooks it, he rolls it, and then just the next person just comes up on clean up.
Oh, Gaxy. Close.
Level 3 helmet on the play that is looking towards Loki. Chiller and the rest of Gold, happy days for them. I believe we've still got 4 players in WTSG, 2 big body guns, level 3 armor throughout, 2 individual players as well. Eva, Eileen and Molodoy, Navi here looking towards a fight. That knows exactly where one is, turns around on a pinhead, gets the spray down, easy kill for him. ACOG, Flash Hider on the Scar as well. Job done for now, his teammate is getting a couple of warning shots ahead of him. The grenades are going to roll downhill from Myth. No targets to be found, another one's been fallen. Molodoy seals the deal, but the grenade's back onto Eva. This is quite messy, they're in a very open area. As soon as we say that, I think that might potentially be 2 teams back to back, if not yes, it is indeed. Made in Thailand goes down as well.
Yep.
CeeLo in the kill feed, the play zone does its damage. 12 teams, 37 individual players alive.
So let's look at the... Oh, we can come back to that. Exco did find one of the Navi players. That's a problem. They were going for the revive, so that's down to 1 player here. Now, again, this could be TG just losing out, though. Team Gates are in the blue, and they do not have much of a route here. They just done the damage while they could. I'm going in for the revive. It looks like that might be all she wrote for Team Gates, unless there's something working for them. Mossy's trying to move in.
Lauren, OMG is still pressing on to teams on the western side.
Oh, no. What?
They're just flooding over people. This is ridiculous. The aggression, the pure raw aggression. I love it. It's incredible to see.
If you're feeling the game, you've got to keep playing with that.
One individual player. It's going to be Rio for CGX.